Hello. Welcome to another edition of Diski Fundis podcast. These crazy people, before we start, because Lufuno's been waiting for this moment the whole weekend. Lufuno, what happened? The Yanga.
Solid 3 points from Stade and the team.
You don't even greet the people. You see now, that's the problem.
Let's greet them. Let's greet them. The younger people, 3 points.
Simba people, greet them.
Now you'll greet them. 3 points, solid performance. I had an opportunity to watch the game because I wanted to see what Stade is bringing into the team. Strong display from the team. And I think the team can only build from here, going into this weekend Champions League. And I've looked at the fixtures, as I said, 6 games, 2 Champions League, 4 league games. These are Stade to introduce himself to the nation.
Oh, Lufuno. Don't look too far ahead, Chief. We've got this weekend.
Yeah.
There's the permutation of this weekend.
Yeah.
Yanga lost home.
Yes.
Which means normally we would say, sort out home, you are guaranteed to go to the next stage. You have not sorted out home. How much pressure are they in Algiers this weekend?
It's a huge pressure because they cannot afford to lose the game. That's what I'm saying. This game, basically, it's a game to say, Stade and the team, they must reintroduce themselves again back into the champions fold. They need to play to win. But they mustn't be naive because they're playing a very good, solid team. If they can get a point, they can build from there.
We all know the following thing is going to happen. Whatever is Yanga, SC is against it because he's colorblind. He sees red and white, the Simba guy. SC.
Simba guy.
MC Alger. They're not going to be a walkover.
Yeah, I did say at some point when we were trying to break down these teams that MC Alger is one of the teams that's going to upset a lot of teams. And I think Stade is in huge trouble. The coach that he's going against, I like the fact that sometimes we go back and look at the coaches and profile them a little bit. And at some point, I think the past week we spoke about where Stade has been, and I think Cox went a bit far in terms of explaining, and you look at the coach that he's going against, and you look at the history that the man has. Patrice Amir has such an insane background to an extent that you can see how he sets up his teams. I mean, a guy that has been a Zambian coach who comes after Henry, that tells you that MC Alger is a well-run team. And that is on paper. Then when you go on the field, it's just insane.
So what you're saying is that MC Alger's where they are solid. And they are with a rebuilding Wananji.
Aye.
No.
It's Wananji rebuilding.
Aye.
It's Wananji rebuilding.
Wananji is not rebuilding.
It's not rebuilding.
Okay.
Let's not get things.
But you were saying we must give Stade time. We must.
Restructuring wasn't rebuilding.
I'm not saying they're not rebuilding. MC Alger have.
No, but be clear, are they rebuilding or not?
When last MC Alger made a top 8 of the Champions League?
But also, guys, and MC Alger should not be a tough assignment for Stade. And I'll tell you why. Yes. We spoke about pedigree, and I understand that the pedigree that the coach has, that's fine. But you also go and look at MC Alger and you say recent results, what has been happening in terms of in their own league. These guys have been finding it tough. We're not even talking about winning a match. We're talking about scoring a goal. It's been really tough. There's 0-0 here against Mazembe. They drew. So you look at those things and you say they're not a free scoring goal. Yes, they might be at home. But Stade should take comfort in the fact that, okay, I've won.
No, there's no comfort to take. There's no comfort to. You've lost home.
No, you've lost home, yes. But now you went to your domestic challenges and you fixed it a bit. You tried to get a positive result because he was pulling them out of a rut. They were in this hole that they were trying to get out of.
They were not winning.
Yes, like it was really psychologically this should have done them more. MC Alger on the other side, they did not win their match. You look 2 games back and you say, still there's a problem. So
I'd like to stop Cox there. Why I'm stopping him.
Yeah.
If at some point you were saying that we're not looking at the league, I understand why. What are you trying to build up in terms of saying they've lost games at home and they've not been able to score? Let's just go back a little bit. You look at the first CAF Champions League game they played. Judge them based on that in the CAF Champions League because the pedigree of the league and the CAF Champions League are 2 different aspects of it.
Do I judge them against Mazembe?
Maybe you can say look, in terms of the build-up, we look at that and be like, oh, okay, probably they're having a tough time. But in terms of what they are doing, in terms of where they are going, and who they're facing right now, in terms of Yanga, Yanga has so many.
Were they great against?
They were not. They were not.
So,
Yanga can be said the same thing. Was Yanga great in their first game?
And that's what I'm saying.
We can give them the benefit that they got a point away.
Because nobody goes to Mazembe, it's not that
give them
easy.
benefit of the doubt on that. But what Cox is saying is that, you don't want to go to a Champions League game after a loss. Because it can create havoc.
It's a problem.
No, you guys are contradicting yourselves.
Because it can make you change a lot of things. Trying to change the
but let me put it this way. Because where Siad comes in, he's at the train station. We know there's many trains. You've got the old style. Could you train? You must put coal in. There's bullet train.
There's bullet train.
The young ambitions are the bullet train.
Not yet. They are building that bullet train.
No.
They want to be a bullet train.
You don't have enough stations here, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
This bullet train.
Yanga is not a powerhouse in the Champions League. You must have, they're playing for the second time in the Champions League. They're not a powerhouse. They're trying to be. They're trying to be in the top elite teams. Also, they're not.
So when you pit them against the MC Algers in terms of what you say?
When you pit them
what have they done? What have MC Algers done?
Let me tell him. Siad, I was bashing Siad. But Siad is going to look at this MC Algers fixture and say, Sisi ni sawa. We are all the same. So he's going to look at that and say,
I've got a chance.
There's a chance.
I've got a chance.
And I'm letting you know, this is a warning to you. If there's going to be a game that I'm going to be critical. Siad does not get anything out of this game.
He won't.
Fraud watch.
Forget it.
It does not mean that when Cox doesn't get it right, he's not going to get it from me. I'm just saying, for me, was to say, let's give him a chance. But if he's not going to perform, I'm going to say, younger people, I'm not going to protect me. Just
So, Essie, you are happy to say he's not going to perform. So you are saying Wananchi is not going to come back with anything?
I can put probably $1,000 on the table and say that.
Put it on the table. We are not a betting podcast. We do not condone betting. But we come to, and it's a very interesting place, because on the contrast of what Yanga is coming off, you've got what I think is the biggest game of the weekend at Orlando Stadium.
Escoti.
Lufuno, your turn. The champions are in town.
They're here.
I just want to say this. I heard a lot of people when Sundowns used to say we are rivals and every other thing, people disputed that. The Orlando Pirates side says our old rivals are in town. How do you see this panning out? Because Pirates are coming from a loss against Stade. They looked very tired about 70th minute going. How do you see that? Because Percy Tau is coming to town.
So let me start by saying this.
And they don't need to win.
The happy people, the ghost, we know. If there's one coach that knows how to beat Pirates, it's Steve Barker. He's the only coach in South Africa that has beaten Ribeiro more than any other coach in the PSL. Let's put that one away. Let's focus on the Champions League. This team that is coming, the team of Century, have never won a game in South Africa. Have played Sundowns, they've played Pirates before.
How many times have they played Pirates?
Twice. They've never won here. In Orlando, they know the Orlando Stadium. They've never won.
But we can remove the other one because it was penalties.
The fact of the matter is,
no, they have not won.
They have not won. They don't have. They've never got a result here in South Africa. They've got up against it, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. If you look at how
sorry, you'll excuse Lufuno did say Pirates are top 4, so understand where the passion comes from. He wants them.
If you look at how Ahly play and you look at how Pirates play, Pirates when they play in Orlando, they've got a certain way of play. They will make you run. They've got a flair around it. So for me, it's a 3 points, Pirates, 6 points build up, 3 points to go to qualify to the group.
That is brave.
That's big. That's brave. I understand what he's saying, and he's making a very important point.
You must understand, as a Chiefs fan, these are the parents. You can't want the parents to be beaten at all.
When he's talking about Ahly never winning a match here in South Africa, I do understand. And you also look at Ahly's form as well. You look at in the Champions League, Ahly is a different.
Especially in the group stages.
Yeah. In the group stage, they're
easy to beat.
In the group stage, if there's a time that Jose can beat,
it's now.
Ahly, it's now. But I don't think it will be a straight win. Ahly is very conservative in terms of how it is that they approach their matches. They don't go in a way that they'll be exposed at the back. Look at their league matches in terms of.
So Ahly doesn't do fengu.
Look, and Ahly will give you a 1-0. Like they play again in the National Bank. They find it hard to score.
There's millions there in Orlando. They will run riots with that defense.
But the same squad that played against CR is the same squad that lost against Stelis. So don't get too excited.
No,
I told you about.
Here's the thing, Essie. Lufuno is very excited, and he's going with straight wins like he's betting on this thing, on that. Should he not err on the side of caution?
Of course, you're playing
because Pirates come. Here's the thing: you're playing the champions.
Yeah.
Club of the century.
Yeah.
They are Ahly. They know how to do this thing.
Sure.
You are not going to play against Ahly when you've won and the mood is high and your players are scoring left, right, and center. Does it still warrant the confidence?
I can agree with Lufuno. For one, again, we need to also look at the weather aspects of it. We're having a heat wave right now, and I think it's going to play in Pirates' playbook. We've seen from Sundowns when they play this
3 o'clock
these games.
Altitude.
It matters most.
It's been talking 35 degrees.
Exactly, and you look at the pace that Pirates has. It's going to be troublesome for Al Ahly, and you reference what Cox was just saying in terms of them not scoring. Pirates knows how to score, especially when they're playing at Scotini. You can score them, they can still come back. So being conservative in this issue, it's going to be a very clever move maybe for Al Ahly to say, let's sit back and see, because you've seen it against Makesi, where Makesi just said what I call sponge football. They let them come and then they hit them on the break. So let's see what happens.
But here's the thing, and the one thing that Pirates has that a lot of teams don't have in the Champions League. Most people see in the Champions League when it's knockout stages, stadium's been full. They don't get full.
Yeah.
But Scotini, then the ghosts are coming out in numbers, Cox.
Yeah.
The supporters are coming out in numbers to fill that stadium. How big of an impact is that going to be to Pirates?
It's going to be a huge impact. The only thing that I need to ask the Pirates supporters, if they want to play a factor in this match, is arrival time.
Yeah.
It's a South African problem.
It's a South African problem. Their arrival time has been a problem. Because you find that a game starts and it looks like nothing will happen. But you go into halfway.
20 minutes into the game.
It's packed. So you need to have that, you need to build up. A lot of North African teams, they win matches before kickoff.
Because as you walk out of the tunnel.
That's Gugu, the drum that will be being beaten in the center line. It's very important. They need to come because they lift the players. So they have to be early.
Very, very interesting. The ghost, please be early. 3 o'clock. Altitude matters. If you don't know how, as those from Pretoria, they'll tell you altitude matters. Then the others that have left to go to Morocco. The forever ambitious Mamelodi Sundowns, the bridesmaids of the
bridesmaids of the Cup games, the Champions League.
How important is SE for Sundowns to return from Morocco with 3 points?
The same thing we're saying about Seed in terms of the pressure that he's in. I think Manqoba is in the same story, and he knows that he needs to come back with a win. Playing a draw at home was the worst result you could ever get in a CAF Champions League. A team that has ambitions such as Mamelodi Sundowns. And to play a team in Miami and not come back with 3 points at home, playing away.
Even their coach was like, hey, we got a point.
Exactly.
Hey,
so they need to make sure that they come with 3 points. I think it's possible. Sundowns have been good travelers in this tournament for quite some time. I think under Pito, we saw that when they started out and Rulani came and we saw that, no, this team knows how to travel. So I think they should have this wrapped.
Lufuno, going on what SC is saying, Sundowns is the one team that, because most teams are happy to go away and settle for a draw. Sundowns have gone to most teams and said, we've put the fear of God in them and be able to come back with 3 points.
Yeah.
How do you see?
They're going to play the Moroccan team, the Esfat for the first time in Morocco. I've checked the Red Army when they play at home. They are a very solid team, very organized. They can score goals. Manqoba said he has a real name for teams that will make semi-final. Sundowns is part of those teams that is mentioned. So he's very confident in his own ability and his own players. That team of Sundowns had no business to be drawing at home against Miami with almost 8 Bafana players that are used to play outside of the country. With Sundowns having very experience in the Champions League. For me, I feel that it was 2 points thrown away. Dropped. Now, he's under pressure. He has to win this game because if he loses in Morocco, he's in trouble. I can tell you that much. So he doesn't have a choice. He has to go in Morocco, at least get a draw. If he goes to Morocco and play as far like he's playing a team in the PSL, he's going to get beaten. I can tell you that much. That team is a very strong team. He needs to respect that team, and he needs to say, if there's a time where he thinks he can walk away with a draw, he must take it and move out with a draw.
Cox, having the last word here, Sundowns, what's the most ideal result that they should aim for? And how's the squad looking?
The squad, you look at the fact that there aren't that many injuries in terms of key personnel. So no excuses. The most ideal is a win. You don't want to find yourself going to the third game of the Champions League group stages on 2 points, because that thing is going to be problematic. We know, we've seen it, and a win. Sundowns, as you've said, Sundowns away from home, at home. In fact, away from home, they're more home than away from home.
So we'll do this as a wrap-up. MC Alger's Yanga.
MC Alger.
Yanga.
Draw.
Wananchi, you know you must win this. Chief, your men must deliver. Wananchi, we must win this thing.
Our men.
Orlando Pirates, Ahly.
Amapagani Amal.
The ghost.
A lovely draw.
This one is on a draw mission. This one is on a draw mission.
We'll come back next week. We will discuss.
Wama Minzela is good.
He's playing safe. Yeah. He's playing safe.
No, I'm not. I'm giving you guys the results.
Wama Minzela is good. The ghost will be big in numbers, but on this one I have to go with Cox. Sundowns.
Pretty much obvious.
What is obvious?
Sundowns is winning.
Well,
Okay.
It wasn't obvious when he was
You
playing.
go with this far.
That's why we win the game.
Lufuna, when it comes to Sundowns, will always go with the opposition. Cox.
As they call it in Tanzania, Mamelodi.
Masandawana, don't let me down, Coach Manqoba. I have faith in you. Thank you for watching. We look forward to your comments. Just. See it? You're on the watch, Chief. I'm not convinced.
I'm so cherry.